Hey you guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are going to be playing with what I think maybe at the moment is the most underrated foundation. I'm saying that because I'll be honest with you, I was not checking for this foundation. It's not anything against Selena Gomez. We're talking about Rare Beauty Foundation. It's not anything against her. I'm neutral. I don't dislike her. I'm not a huge mega fan, but for some reason when this first came out, it didn't grab my attention, okay? Whenever I see new products, like if something grabs my attention, then yes, I'll get it. But if not, I don't care how popular something is. If it just doesn't grab my attention, I'm just not gonna lean in and go for it. But over the holidays, when the Fenty Foundation came out, the powder one came out, I saw the display. And I was like, oh my gosh, that looks amazing. This is one of those foundations where online, it's kind of like, meh, but when you see it in person, blown away. So I bought the concealer and I was just like, wow, this is great, this is bomb. Let me try the foundation. So today, I'm going to be doing a little demo using these products, showing you guys how they work. And I also have not the most recent blush, because I know they just came out with another one, but this is the matte blush here in the shade Love. We're gonna be playing with these. Now, I'm very, very irritated because I already filmed this video. I filmed this video last week and the goal was for me to edit it this morning, which is January 21st, Thursday, and put it up for you guys. However, when I woke up this morning at 5 o'clock to edit, because that's what I do on Thursday mornings, I wake up, edit my videos so that way they go up, I realized there was no sound for the video. So my camera mic, the battery in there died and I didn't realize it. So we were refilming this. When I did this the first time, I did do a wear test. So what I will do is after the demo, I will insert the clips throughout the day that I have, because those are on my vlogging camera or vlogging camera and on my iPhone. And then I'll give you my closing thoughts. In the end, let's do this. Hey you guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are going to be playing with what I think maybe at the moment is the most underrated foundation. I'm saying that because I'll be honest with you, I was not checking for this foundation. It's not anything against Selena Gomez. We're talking about Rare Beauty Foundation. It's not anything against her. I'm neutral. I don't dislike her. I'm not a huge mega fan, but for some reason when this first came out, it didn't grab my attention, okay? Whenever I see new products, like if something grabs my attention, then yes, I'll get it. But if not, I don't care how popular something is. If it just doesn't grab my attention, I'm just not gonna lean in and go for it. But over the holidays, when the Fenty Foundation came out, the powder one came out, I saw the display. And I was like, oh my gosh, that looks amazing. This is one of those foundations where online, it's kind of like, meh, but when you see it in person, blown away. So I bought the concealer and I was just like, wow, this is great, this is bomb. Let me try the foundation. So today, I'm going to be doing a little demo using these products, showing you guys how they work. And I also have not the most recent blush, because I know they just came out with another one, but this is the matte blush here in the shade Love. We're gonna be playing with these. Now, I'm very, very irritated because I already filmed this video. I filmed this video last week and the goal was for me to edit it this morning, which is January 21st, Thursday, and put it up for you guys. However, when I woke up this morning at 5 o'clock to edit, because that's what I do on Thursday mornings, I wake up, edit my videos so that way they go up, I realized there was no sound for the video. So my camera mic, the battery in there died and I didn't realize it. So we were refilming this. When I did this the first time, I did do a wear test. So what I will do is after the demo, I will insert the clips throughout the day that I have, because those are on my vlogging camera or vlogging camera and on my iPhone. And then I'll give you my closing thoughts. In the end, let's do this. So the shade that I wear in this foundation is 450N. They did a fantastic job as far as the undertones and the shade range, realistic shades that actually make sense. So beautiful job there. Same thing with concealer, but of course, similar to Fenty in the way of that there are so many shades where I can see where it can be a little bit daunting. However, they did a great job, I feel, as far as having, the variety of the shades and the undertone. So this is a medium coverage, natural finish, formulation, liquid, and skin type, normal, dry, combination, and oily. So I'm gonna go ahead and start applying this. So it has this huge little applicator here, which I don't mind. Then I'm gonna take my favorite foundation brush. This is the Makeup Forever Flat Foundation Brush. 108. And I'm just going to, oh, I should have just went ahead and did this side of my face, sir. I should have just went ahead and did this side of my face first without putting anything on the other side so you can see how it is. So the foundation shade, the match, I feel is perfection. And I love the finish of this. It's not super, super matte, but it's not a luminous finish either. It is very skin-like, which I love that look. And it's giving me exactly medium coverage. Okay, so this is the side with the foundation. I feel like my complexion looks overall even, things look smooth, nothing is intensifying my pores or any texture. I feel like everything looks good. Then on this side, this is what my skin looks like. And then even with, you know, the medium coverage, I think that's good because it's not so light that it looks like there's nothing on your skin, but it's not too full to the point where you feel like you're just overly made up, you know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with being overly made up because I like a full coverage every now and then too, you know? And this is very, very easy to blend out. I would recommend using a brush to blend it out, just simply because anything that is a medium coverage, if you're using like a beauty blender or a sponge, no matter what type of product you're using, a sponge is always going to soak up the product. So if it's already a medium finish to it, you wanna try to, you know, just maintain as much coverage as possible. So I would recommend using why do I keep saying blush? I think I can't talk because low-key I'm a little sleepy. And I think my skin looks bomb. Okay, moving on to the concealer. This is in the shade 430W. So it's a little lighter than the foundation, which is totally fine. But I love that, it's so funny because it says 430W. I find this to be a little bit more neutral than warm, but that's okay. I prefer, especially for a concealer that I'm wearing with foundation, I prefer it to be more neutral. That's just my preference. And then if I'm using a concealer where I'm not wearing any foundation, so I'm just kind of concealing under my eyes and spot concealing on my face, I don't mind a little bit warmer. You see how quick that blended out? And I feel like it kind of just lifts the eye ever so slightly. It's beautiful, beautiful finished concealer. You guys, please disregard my gross nails. I have not had a chance to paint them yet, and I've got some serious hair color in there. So if my nails look a little dingy, it's hair color. I'm not nasty, okay? Okay, so this is what the finish looks like. I do feel like if you're someone who has dry skin, you can probably get away without setting it. However, the way my skin is set up, we have to set it. But first, I am going to just set under my eyes. I'm just gonna take some of my Laura Mercier Translucent Honey Powder and setting under my eyes first. I am not setting my whole face just yet, just simply because I like to put the blush over top of the foundation and then set my whole face. Because this is a matte blush, it's a liquid matte blush, I just feel like it wears better that way. So this is the beautiful shade In Love. So what I do is I just put like a dab on the back of my hand, and yes, it looks intense, but so is the sun. So I'm just going to swirl. This is my Real Techniques blush brush, one of the best blush brushes ever. And then I'm just going to start putting that on the apples of my cheeks. I think in order to work with this, especially if you're not used to this type of product like the formula, I think it's best to put it on your hand first and then kind of blend it and then go to the face. Because if you just kind of dab this on your cheeks and then try to blend, I think it might be a little too much. All right, I'm gonna take one more dab here. I want to get the plum shade in this too. It's like a dark purple burgundy-ish shade. And they have other formulas in this too. And those I think are a little bit more luminous, but like I said, I am not a dry skin, God, never have I ever. I'm an oily skin girl, so I tend to always roll with products that are matte. Oops, and I brought that down a little bit too low. So I'm just gonna blend over. And if you feel like you get too much, it is really easy to blend this down. Just take a sponge that you maybe had some kind of foundation or concealer on and just go over it. Super easy fix. That's beautiful. I freaking love this. I hope they do more shades in this formula. Okay, so now I am going to set the rest of my face, and I'm just gonna take my Laura Mercier translucent powder, and like I stated earlier, I am going to go ahead and I'm gonna go over the blush. It's not going to change the shade because it's a translucent powder. Now, if you're using like the Laura Mercier translucent deep or a setting powder that does have a color to it, then it may alter, you know, the shade of the blush a little bit. So keep that in mind. And I just love, love, love how this foundation looks on my skin. I've set it with the Laura Mercier and I've set it with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finishing Powder. And either way, it just looks really, really pretty. So one of the kids in my family, I guess they call themselves cleaning my vanity mirror. Yeah, no. I'm gonna have to go back over that. God bless them. So freaking pretty. All right, so I am just going to go ahead, throw something on my eyes, fill in my brows, and we'll come back and we will talk about this foundation and concealer and blush. All right, you guys, so this is the finished look. I have on no bronzer, no contour, just everything that I showed you, the foundation, concealer, blush, and translucent powder. On my eyes, it's just a very, very simple one shadow look. It is the Laura Mercier Charlotte Tilbury Star Gold on my eyes. Then I put on some Marc Jacobs highliner in my waterline. This is the brown shimmer shade in Rococo. And then for my lips, I put on some of the Fenty Cream Gloss in Cookie Jar. So this is what my face is looking like, and I absolutely love it. So really quick before I give you guys my thoughts, I want to share with you the clips from my wear test. Alright, so this is what it looks like in the natural light. It's cloudy and rainy. It is currently 1:45. So this is what the skin is looking like. Skin's popping, blush is beautiful. I love. Alright, you guys, 3:09. I've been in a mask. This is what we're looking like. So far, so good. About to go run some errands. This is my face at 6:21. Everything looks really, really good. I'm just laying down. There's Caesar. I got really sleepy all of a sudden. All right, so let's talk about this foundation. This lasted really well on my skin, which honestly, I didn't really have any thoughts about it. I was just kind of like, we'll see. You know, I didn't think, oh, this is gonna work, or oh, it doesn't work. It worked really, really great on my skin. I have oily, acne-prone skin. I have a job that requires me to be up and moving. I'm a hairstylist, so it gets hot. I sweat easily, hair dryers come on, and all that jazz. So this lasted so well on my skin, and honestly, throughout the day, I didn't get oily, which was very, very shocking, just simply because most of the time if something is more so of a natural finish, I just expect for my oil to push through a little bit sooner, but it did not. It held up really, really well. Something that I am going to do later on in the year, I'm still gonna continue to wear this in the other product, but I'm gonna come back and revisit the Rare Beauty and the Fenty powder when it gets warmer, just simply because I know for me and my skin, like different products just wear differently on me depending depending on the season. So I live in the South, I live in North Carolina, it gets hot, it's very, very humid. So I'm curious to see how the Fenty powder holds up on my skin in the summertime, because I feel like, honestly, I feel like this is a good for the cool weather, just because of the formula of it being such like a soft matte. I don't know, I'm just really curious to see how this holds up in the warmer months, and same thing with the Rare Beauty. But for right now, both of these, but mainly we're talking about this one. This held up beautifully on the skin and I'm very pleased with it. I like this a lot. So some of my favorite things about it is it's super, super easy to blend. No issues there. Love the shade. It is like a fantastic shade match. I didn't have any kind of wonkiness. I didn't feel like I went orange. Nothing shifted there. And I like that it's one of those products that it is very, very easy to use. You know what I mean? You don't have to have any artistry skills. You can be a beginner, you can be a novice, and you won't have any trouble with this foundation. And I also feel like right now, at this moment in January, I truly feel like this is a foundation that might be universal. And when I say universal, I think it's gonna work across the board for a lot of skin types. Now, of course, if your preference is more so of a fuller coverage, then yeah, you're not gonna be into this. But if you're like me and you love a good medium coverage foundation on the regular basis, you are going to love this. So I am going to be using this when I film, because let's face it, we're still in face mask and ain't nobody wearing foundation under a face mask. Okay, our next product, this concealer. This concealer blends out beautifully. The shade 430W, if you're a shade twin, hey, what's up? You're going to love this. I feel like this is great if you are someone who has maybe drier under eyes, because it's not matte or drying whatsoever. I didn't have any crazy creasing with it either. Of course, you know, that's going to be very dependent on your under eye situation. There is no product on God's green earth that is ever going to be creaseless, just simply because we make facial expressions. You know what I mean? We move our face throughout the day, unless you have just like a ton of Botox in there, but we move our faces throughout the day. Your face moves, you have facial expression, so therefore things are going to shift. We have to keep in mind that just because something creased a little bit doesn't mean that it's a bad product. That's just your facial setup. Now, if something's just like creasing, cracking, and crusty, that's a whole different situation. But I'm really pleased with, I've used that much already. Wow, okay, good to know. Well, that's good, because this year we're using all of our products, so I'm not mad at that. But I love how this looks under the eyes. I feel like if you are, I don't know that this one, because it doesn't dry down 100%, I don't know that you could get away with not setting it at all. I definitely feel like with the formula of the foundation, if you are dry skin, you can get away with not setting this, but the concealer, I don't know. Like, I have a couple of clients where I can get away with not setting the face, but under the eye, I just feel like that's risky business if you don't set under there. But love this. And then probably the most shocking product for me is this blush. So this is in the shade Love. Like I said, I love matte products. I always tend to lean towards more matte blushes just due to me being oily. And I think this is a really, really cool product. It's beautiful. It gives just like that hint of color. You can build it up, you can build it down. Like I said, just be mindful. You don't want to go in with the applicator directly on the cheeks, because I feel like you will get too much and then it's going to be a mess to blend, especially once it starts to dry down and set on your face. So keep that in mind. And then of course, my technique, I like to put this on over my foundation, then set the whole face. All right, you guys. So happy to have this, and I want to try some other colors as well. So as far as my thoughts on these Rare Beauty products, I'm a fan. I love them. I have no problems eating my words. If I grab something and I think I don't like it and I love it, I will always come back and say, hey guys, this is bomb. And this is one of those products where, like I said, online didn't grab my attention, but the display in Sephora is beautiful. And then I believe a portion of the proceeds for these products goes to some sort of mental health organization, which can't be mad at that, all right? So those are my thoughts and a little bit of my wear test for the Rare Beauty Foundation, Concealer, and Blush. Down below, let me know if this is a product that you are checking for, you're gonna try, not gonna try. I'm really being picky with my foundation choices this year, just simply because I want to work through a lot of the products that I have. I do have one thing on my radar right now in Huda Beauty. I knew she was gonna do something with her faux filter, the liquid foundation, because it was half off, I feel like, for the majority of 2020, and so she's relaunched it. It's a different formula, so it's a luminous matte, and so that instantly grabbed my attention, and it doesn't have a fragrance. So I'm thinking I'll probably get that one because y'all know I love the faux filter liquid and the stick foundation, so we'll see, maybe we'll do like a little comparison with those foundations. So you guys know the deal, keep it simple, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.